Good morning. Morning, Kingman. Momentum Trader. Laba. Hopefully we have a good finish to the week here. I see that we have a nasty false breakout already on Shug P. Good morning, everyone. What is going on? Yeah, lots of false breakouts. I mean, this says just minimum NASDAQ bid requirements news, so I'm surprised it's even up this much. The news isn't very good, but it moved yesterday and it's continuing today. Good luck to you too, NCDs. Yeah, I'd like for something fresh. This is going to have ascending resistance. I looked at this chart and I was thinking that this is like almost a picture perfect wedge here on that pop. Right? Look at that. Moving up in this channel, it breaks up this wedge and then squeezes up. Nice. I suppose let's keep that line there. Crypto's going to steal liquidity. Probably will be a quiet Friday. If it was quiet on Thursday, it's probably quiet today. Morning, Tex. Morning, Senos. Only momentum today? I hope we have momentum today. What's on December 6th, Momentum Trader? Is it an IPO? Did Anthropic finally release their IPO date or something? Oh, NASDAQ was 23.5. SUGP actually breaks that ascending resistance. Unless I drew the line incorrectly. And up there too, but not holding. I don't know about SUGP. Good morning, good morning. I wonder if the overnight trading is going to affect anything though. Like they're just adding an overnight session, right? That's pretty much it. I'm really surprised this is continuing to move. We're bumping up against that daily level now. 570. Up at 1250, 1268. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see anyways. We've got 20 seconds left on this 5-minute candle, and this candle kind of holding that ascending resistance. I really don't want to buy this stock up here with this news. Seems like a bad idea. The third leading gainer, it's the only thing moving. That is true, but it does not seem very trustworthy to me. It's holding this previous high. Yeah, I'm not gonna trust it. I'm just gonna wait for something fresh with news that makes some sense or is moving quickly. We're right underneath the 200 moving average on this 710 ADXN. A little bit of a sell-off. I was 1475. Morning, Jay. And that was a crazy move from 5 all the way up to 14 this morning, and then it came all the way back down. On lighter volume, only 300,000 shares of volume. Hmm. Morning, Feeney. I used to have a daily goal, but um, I found that it didn't really add anything to my trading. The way that I like to think about my strategy is I just take the opportunities as they come to me, as the market presents them to me. If the market's presenting me with multiple opportunities in my strategy, it's not like there's any reason for me to walk away from that. However, I will say that in the past there were times where when I set a daily goal or I set a certain dollar amount and I realized I lost half of that back, that I might start becoming a little bit emotionally compromised. That's pretty much the only benefit that I found out of it is like keeping in mind a dollar amount for the day and then saying that if I lose half that back, then I'm done. But I don't take a lot of trades, so it doesn't really affect me. I try to find the highest quality opportunities in the day. Yeah, no problem. Shug P coming back up again. I just don't know if I can trust that type of price action. This broke through that high there, but still on a little bit lighter volume. That was very quick. I feel like that was was that a Ross pop? That spiked from 630 all the way up to 730 instantaneously. Yeah, it's on lighter volume, 100,000 shares of volume. Too whippy. Morning. Yeah, sorry to hear that. No, he didn't take any trades. I wonder what that was. Somebody bought 100,000 shares like instantly. Somebody did. Who was it? Sorry, that was me. God dang it, adversary. Running away with everyone's lunch money. Yeah, he didn't trade. I don't know what's going on there, but high of this candle is now 730. No, he doesn't have any trades yet today, Corey. Yeah, Chickpea's selling off. I'm wondering if this is going to capture some attention if it continues curling up to 7. It's got higher volume on the selling right now, but morning, Rafi. We're doing all right. Trying to make the best out of this red week. What is a Garma? Do I need to ban that guy? Or is that some sort of meme? I don't know what that is. I've just been busy, Rafi. I mean, it's just whippy. It's popping up and then pulling back instantly. It's very difficult. The news is just patent news. Patent news usually isn't that great. But it says that there's some other stuff in here too. Decision on APA 101, engagement of Concord Genuity. So there might be multiple things in there. Um, Canaccord Genuity is exclusive financial advisor. Pharma AI has exercised its option to cancel the proposed licensing of APA 101. In-house and co-development pathways. I'm not sure about the second two news headlines. Short it. Join the dark side. That's a big pop. Holy smokes, that's a big pop. I can't buy into that. That's an instant $2 per share pop. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, he bought on that. I wish I had bought into that on the 10-second. That sort of pullback, that sort of cup and handle pullback. Yeah, he bought there. I don't know if the spike was specifically him, but it he got $35,000 in that trade. The low is 855. 9, I have 9. The problem is that these up here haven't been working so well. Like if I buy into this, it's just going to go lower probably, right? Into this bull flag pattern. I think I have to wait for it to consolidate. Too extended, yeah. Don't see a great entry. Well, one thing, one thing that someone commented that I read when I sat down in the morning is that I'm buying into resistance. So that's what caused me to hesitate there. Like, is that true? Like, should I not be buying into resistance? I mean, this is something fresh, right? So buying into resistance, like this is also like if it breaks and it goes up like this, that's high risk reward. Like, where would the best entry on this be? Like this to me is a cup and handle pattern. It pops up near high of day and then pulls back. But there wasn't like another entry on here that stood out to me because of these high volume selling candles with topping tails. To me, the best entry was near resistance at high of day, but kind of hesitated on it there. Safest bet would be touch of the 9. Wait for the break of the new high in the 1 minute. Yeah. Like now. Buying dips off the 9. Maybe. No, Ross is out. Hey Jess, welcome. Yeah, not looking too good. Catch the front side or catch the knife. I suppose that's why it's so important to figure out exactly where to get in on the front side that's safe earlier on. Could be the 9 EMA, could be the 5 minute. I mean, that was first 5 minute candle to make a new high. Was this also technically another wedge? If we look at it like this. We kind of look at it like this. This is technically another wedge. This breaks the wedge, retest it, and then we have a move higher. Although I know you guys don't like the lines everywhere. Makes things confusing. I know I don't really like it either, but trend lines. I'm starting to see a little bit of like how trend lines are used. I don't like messy charts, which is why I've never used trend lines before. Upward wedge broke at 7. Yeah. Seven 19. Yeah, I saw the descending trend line break. I sat down right as it was ripping there. Hey Tig. This makes sense on the 1 minute, but this doesn't make sense on the 5 minute yet. It does if you draw like that, though. But at the same time, do I really attach? Okay, don't attach the wick. Also attach the bot. Attach it like this. Well, that would also make sense. Draw it on the 5 minute. Yeah, things are fine. We're still learning. I feel like the 5 minute does kind of take precedence here when we're drawing trend lines. Yeah, he did trade June's, but I don't know exactly where he bought in because I wasn't watching. So this trend line, I mean, I'm drawing it just to see, but probably not useful if I don't wait for the 9 EMA to catch up first. We have to wait to see if the consolidation period where this 9 EMA pocket closes, it comes back up here, what it's going to do. Needs a little bit more time. Keep an eye on Wheato. Wheato's a little bit too expensive for me. Up at 26 bucks. I don't know if this trend line is valid because we don't have a pivot level yet. Still waiting for the 90 EMA to come back up. So it's popping here, but I'm worried about a rejection. MACD still negative, and we're still not quite resting on the 90 EMA on the 5-minute. I think that this is going to form that pivot level. I'd guess. MACD is close to curling positive. This previous ascending support line. That's true. But I don't know if that's obvious or not. I don't like making a spaghetti bowl of my charts. So we're retesting 950. We're retesting that sort of trend line right now. Start to daily and draw lines? Maybe. So it seems like it's failing to hold. I mean, probably the reason why he's doing that is just to look at levels of daily resistance, right? You're talking about horizontal lines, like daily levels. And there's a daily level up here at 15, but we're kind of in a window right now. Well, I guess you could draw lines at the top of these candles, but like right here, 953. $951, 953. Yeah, that daily level is corresponding there. You don't even bother with these ranges? Heart Attack City. At least you're green though. Good job. It'd be a little bit of Heart Attack City buying up here for this projection. That was a hidden seller, that rejection. Yeah, could have been. I'm waiting for the 9 EMA to catch up on the 5-minute here. Getting closer. Also trying to break descending resistance once again. 30 seconds left on that candle, that 5-minute candle. All right, have a good one, Momentum Trader. It's possible that we have to draw with this wick here. Yeah, pre-market halts are rare, but sometimes, usually when I see them, it's when stock comes out of a pre-market halt because of news and then it's popping. And I'm like, why did this only move now? The news came out like 2 hours ago. But usually when that happens, it's because it was halted on pre-market news for whatever reason. I guess for their request. The other end of the spectrum, I haven't been caught in it or seen it, but for NYSE stocks, I think sometimes they can halt stocks pre-market pending investigation if it's moving up like 1,000% or something crazy without news. That would be spooky. MEIP did a pre-market halt. Insider trading on it. Wow, that's funny. Ooh, look at that. That's a big pop. What the heck is that? All right then. We go up, we go down. What goes up must come down, apparently. The 5-minute chart. Yeah. Like this type of price action is starting to feel like there was a period where the curls were working very well, and now this is a period where you got to be very careful on where you get in, or else you're gonna just get smoked on the consolidations after the big moves. So, I mean, I'm looking for something fresh. I would like to get in on a micro pullback on a fresh move as it's squeezing. All of this is very difficult to get in on. Like if I take a look back here, um, like was there any obvious spot to get in? Not really. I mean, I suppose this was a bounce off VWAP first 5-minute candle to make a new high. But it retraced back into the wedge and then it popped. So it's been just choppy price action on the consolidation here. The best place to get in on this would have been back here for this break, and I was looking at it. To be honest, I should have bought this. Um, hindsight is 2020, I guess, right? When you use that expression, that cliche too often. Well, I think Ross actually bought this dip at 876 or this dip at 895 in his small account. He bought the dip, it ripped, and then it came all the way back down. I'm not saying it has anything to do with Ross. I was just answering a question, by the way. Max difficulty market, yeah. I mean, if we're all learning in a max difficulty market, then it's like training with weights when we get a easier market to trade in, right? The weights come off and we're like Goku, you jump into the sky. Or like Samurai Jack learning to jump good. Ross Catalyst. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy how we can have a stock rip from 7 up to 9 in one 10-second candle, up to 10, continue up to 10, and then consolidate all the way back to 7, and then give us this price action for the rest of the time. Hmm. So we're just waiting for something fresh. No more Ross catalysts. Unfortunate. Well, I remember last year's fall because it's when I first started trading. Right when I came to trading in August, it was like it's kind of the dregs of the June, July crypto market. So it was warmer, but then as we got into October, November, December, and especially December and January were really cold. But October, November were more like it was more like cold with bursts of hot, a couple of weeks here and there, where we'd have really big moves and then it would just cool down and be quiet. And then December and January were like the penny stock market. Nothing else was moving last year. Yeah, there were a couple weeks in September where it was hot. I don't think the entirety of September was hot, if I remember correctly. It was like half of it. Unless I'm misremembering because I was newer. Maybe I had a different skewed vision of it back then. I think he locked up 30,000 on the June's pop. Oh, you mean on the first one or the second one? On the second one, I didn't see. It was in a small account, too small for me to read on my side screen. On the in his main account on the first pop, he made 30,000. I don't know what he made on the second one. 2,000 according to Cloudy. No, I'm not trading full time. I have to. In fact, I have to leave early today. I have to go at 8:45 or so or 9 around there to go to work. Normally, I stick around until market open when I'm working from home, but head out early today for a meeting. Fortunately, unfortunately. Morning, Ron. I'm an accountant. I have my bachelor's in business administration. Hopefully, we all become traders, 9 to 5 traders. Statistics say no, but my heart says yes. You need an accountant for your business. Accountants are hard to find these days. There's not as many people taking accounting, I don't think. We are rare. Hey, Dryzen. Thanks, man. I haven't been to Vancouver. I gotta go over to that side of Canada one day. I haven't traveled very much in Canada. I've only been to Toronto, Calgary, um, and then some of the parks around Ontario, but hey, Laz is another accounting guy. Toronto? Wow, we have a lot of Canadians in here. We got so many Canadian traders in here. Maybe we can sign a petition to get some of the American brokers to come over here. Petition for Lightspeed? My account size is about 2,000 bucks. That's what I maintain it as. So it gets a little bit eaten by the platform fee and commissions. But I don't mind depositing $100 here or there. It's not a big deal to me. Yeah, we get Weeble in Canada. We get Weeble Canada specifically. So the US brokers, if they're here in Canada, or international brokers, any broker that's not Canadian sourced, they have their own Canadian branch. Weeble Canada is a bit different than Weeble US. They only recently added extra hotkeys to Weeble Canada, for example, whereas Weeble US has had them for a long time. Yeah, I mean, I've heard about blockchain stuff for a while, human. I still haven't really seen how it's been implemented in things other than crypto. I think crypto uses blockchain, right? I could be incorrect on that. I'm not an expert on crypto, but ever since I graduated university, or not even graduated, like in the middle of learning accounting in university back in 2018, 2019, maybe 2017. So more than 10 years ago, they've been talking about blockchain, about how blockchain's the next big thing. But I mean, it's taking a while to introduce, that's for sure. Who's the Ross Cameron of Canadian? I don't really know. It's hard for me to verify people who are claiming to be traders on YouTube. Yeah, I'm a Canadian. Oh, I'm not a Ross Cameron yet. You look at this week. This week is gross. I have these spurts of good weeks, and then I just have a really bad week. And then I have spurts of good weeks, and then I have a really bad week. One step forward, two steps back. Yeah, denim and pickleball. 'I see this moving. Penny stock. Insta mortgage acquisition. This is cheaper. Three million shares of volume? Why does it suddenly have a million shares of volume? Is this because it's coming out of a halt? Oversubscribed private placement? Very thickly traded. Wow, huge bidder there. I have 111. 42 million share float. Float is higher than I would like. Right at a daily level at 114. Yeah, it's up 160%. It's got crazy volume. Um, Feels slightly extended up here though. We have decreasing volume between the first and the second candle. I do like the news, oversubscribed private placement. The float is higher. It's cheaper. I was 119. PMI is moving. I don't see any news on PMI. I guess the news was a couple of days ago. Starting to get some volume now. Low is 481. New low is 435. Big rejection candle. Short sale restricted. I was waiting for proper micro pullback as volume started entering. That was a quick pop, 20 seconds. 20,000 and then 100,000 shares the next couple of candles. Hmm. Hey, man, no trades yet today. The couple of trades that I've seen, like there was one, I guess I should have taken the very first pop on, um, June, what was it, June's? Yeah, June's for that cup and handle on the 10-second. But other than that, there's like no other opportunities that I've seen today. Lots of choppy price action. So we're still at no trades. That pop happened really fast, broke through, and then it moved up $2 a share on June's. Kind of crazy. We're 1 minute to 8:30. Hmm. USDE capital markets. Scrolling on the daily continuation. Bit of a higher float. Seems very slow. Have a good one, Jess. Liam, Questrade, does Questrade have offsets? I don't think it does, right? I think Questrade, when you assign hotkeys, it only has sell, add, bid. Yeah, so if you're trading stocks that are moving quickly and it's moving quickly to the downside and you sell at bid, sometimes your order will get skipped since Questrade doesn't have offsets. So I don't have any trouble exiting at the bid because I can assign offsets to my hotkeys. So my limit orders, for example, when I sell on the bid, I sell with a minus 10 cent offset. So my limit price, say for example, my level 2 is at 520 here, or 515, it'll be minus 10 cents down from the current bid price is my limit price. So it's basically saying like I'm okay being filled at 505, just get me out, right? It can fill me anywhere in between 505 and the current bid price. But since Questrade doesn't have that, sometimes if you throw it on the bid, the moment your order goes out, price is already moving down, price skips past. If you're looking for commission free specifically, because I know Questrade is commission free, Trade Zero has commissions. Webull also has hotkeys now. I think Human said that some of their hotkeys don't work pre-market for some reason in Trade Zero Canada specifically. But if you're in Trade Zero, or sorry, not Trade Zero, Webull Canada, if you're in the US, I think Webull US is okay for commission-free broker that has hotkeys with offsets. Or yeah, if you're in the US, there's other options too other than Trade Zero. I'm in Canada, so Trade Zero is my only option for like everything that I want specifically that is that pays commissions. Like I have to pay commissions to them. Yeah, I have to go in like 15 minutes or so. If there's no trades, I'm not gonna force it. It's gonna suck because every day this week has been a red day compared to my previous weeks where I've been doing better, but you know, this is tough. We've had no fresh news with good micro pullbacks or good 1 minute pullbacks. Um, that are like bull flag, ABCD. I mean, we had the cup and handle this morning, technically, I guess, on June's, and then most of them have just been moving rushed, like rushed movement, basically. Like everyone's just piling in. And it goes up 300% in a single 10-second candle or a couple 10-second candles. It's kind of crazy. Not like organized. Step away from the breakout trading. Well, it's kind of odd because there are certain periods in the market where the breakout trading works and then some periods where it doesn't. I remember a long time ago, back in like January or February, where I had to step away from breakout trading back then because I was just getting in on a ton of false breakouts. And then for this period where we were hot in like June and July, breakouts were fine to trade again. But now we're back into a false breakout market. So one thing I'm wondering about is maybe take breakouts in a hot market, but you just try to get in earlier in cold markets or like as it's holding up. This isn't a cold market, this is a hot market, sort of, but the sentiment is just weird, odd to get a handle on. it's like we're seeing big moves, but we're getting big moves, and then during the consolidation period, it's just really, really choppy. So breakouts are like half and half working. Breakouts during the consolidation are really giving disgusting rejections unless your strategy means that you can get in earlier and then just scalp out, or you get in on the breakout on something that's starting to move and you anticipate that the break, and then you get, the 200% squeeze or whatever it is as everyone's piling on for the first time. It's just odd sentiment. This is moving too slow. June's is kind of curling back up here. I don't think this trend line is going to be relevant anymore. That goes through a body. The algos are getting better at taking our money. Could be. I'm curious. I know this. I didn't take this trade because I knew it was going to be moving very slowly on USD, higher float. But I was looking at this sort of level for the 5-minute breakout. It is interesting. 5-minute breakout, it does move up 25 cents. One thing I'm considering as well is removing some of my biases on float. Because we kind of have multi-time frame alignment here. Like we have a curl on the daily. Granted, there was a day back here with high volume rejection day as it popped up, which isn't so nice, but curl on the daily, curl on the 5-minute, curl on the 1-minute. Probably would have been okay to take for a 5-minute breakout of 527. How much would I trade with? $100, or would I do? What do you mean? Are you asking me a question? I mean, if I was trading higher float, I would still trade small caps for now. I don't know anything about prop firms. If I only had $100, would I trade or would I do a prop firm? If I only had $100, I would go with a commission-free broker and trade like one share. It's enough, yeah. Um, are you saying that you would have no income? Like $100 and you have zero income to like sustain any sort of simulator or anything like that? Because if I had any sort of income to sustain a monthly payment for a simulator, then I would trade in a simulator. But if I don't have any monthly income, if you're like living at home or something with your family and you just have $100, um, I would just trade with a commission-free broker, put in $100. But if I mean if you, it's kind of a weird question because if you want to actually get anywhere, then you need to have an income, right? Like you can't expect to deposit $100 and make it off of $100. Like you, at some point, you got to get a job, right? Like you got to get something to sustain what you're doing. Especially like if you can't pay for scanners and you can't pay for like the software edge that you need. It's very tough. Yeah, I guess free scanners, but I think trading one share, yeah, it's better than doing nothing, right? Like if I think the question you're asking is there is only one option. If you only have $100, the only thing you can do if you want to learn trading is to trade in a commission-free broker that you can open up an account with $100. You need more than one share. Well, the only other way would be to get a loan, get a cash advance or something, but that's not something I would recommend anyone doing. Like I don't need to, like if you know how to trade, I'm sure I don't need to relay the statistics to you, right? About how 99% of traders lose money. And if you're disabled and you get a cash advance or you get a loan and you lose that money, then you're putting yourself in a terrible situation. How would you earn that back? Like, how would you be able to work? You wouldn't be able to go to work that off. So, I mean, I can't really say. I would say if you only have $100 and you don't want to take the risk of losing the clothes on your back, having creditors coming after you for a private loan if you happen to mess it up, then the only way is to trade in a commission-free broker, just deposit $100 and then try to build that up. If you know how to trade, it's going to take a long time, but you can still build $100 into something. Yeah, gotta buy your entire account's worth till it builds into something significant. That's all. I mean, you could ask some family members if you have any family members or friends if they're willing to pool together. Like, if you have a couple of friends, if they want to pool together like 25 bucks or something, and that you'll pay them back in the future if they're okay with understanding that, if you lose that money, that you may not pay them back. Some people are willing to help out with just 20 bucks. You could do that, but you know, don't um don't prop firms charge you for, like, I have no idea about prop firms because I've never done any. I haven't done any prop firms. I thought that prop firms charge you for um taking their trials or something. But yeah, and prop firms are very restrictive. Kimara says, I think it's getting ridiculous. Don't think the idea should be entertained. Everyone has a dream, right? Some people are in worse situations than others. Um, but yeah, welfare, your own welfare comes first. And, you know, yeah, it's rough. But so I'll wait here till 9. If we don't get any news at 9, then I have to go. We've got this break of VWAP on June's. Let's see, do we hold this level? This 875 level? I'm watching this curl. We'll see what happens here. Um, could be a 1 minute ABCD pattern. Minute left on that 5 minute candle. I'll take a position here. Stop is 875. Just looking for the curl back up for first 5 minute candle to make a new high. So this is an experimental trend break. We also have that level there. Let's see, do we hold here or do we break down? We're straddling my stop here, seeing if we're holding that trend line. I was thinking that this was going to curl back up. We had a nice 5 minute candle. No, I'm just going to get out. So, testing these curls. This had a nice 5 minute candle and it broke through that 879 level, broke this trend line. I thought that this was going to curl back up. It had a very fast pop there off of this sort of ABCD pattern. I thought it was going to curl through 9. You can see I connected to trade 0 and it actually shows my entries and exits now, which is kind of cool on TradingView. I'm curious, did I exit too soon? Is this going to continue curling now that it's holding this trend line? No, I didn't get hit with FOMO. This was very intentional. I've been watching this for the past, 5 minutes as this 5 minute candle was forming as a doji. Junes has a criminal record. Yeah, pretty choppy up here. Looks like part of the problem is that I'm. So what was my stop? My stop should have been 865, I suppose. So I think, let's see if it continues curling. I think maybe I should have used the 5 minute chart as my stop if I was using the 5 minute chart as an entry point. So maybe my better stop would have been at like 860. But even so, this is being really choppy as it's curling up. Like I'm exiting right above the descending resistance line. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to learn how to anticipate curls, like using trend lines and stuff. We broke below, came back up, retested VWAP, build this descending trend line. Just 1 or 2 minutes early. All right, have a good one, Troy. A very slow curl on this. This is eventually going to fail if MACD turns positive, or turns negative, sorry, and it comes back down. My account is about $2,000. Yeah, I was curious what this is gonna do, but I really do have to leave for work now. I thought that this trend line break might be an okay trade, but it's just grinding around now. I'm not really sure what this is gonna do. This might come back down, who knows? But I have to get going. So we kind of remain patient all day here, you know. Finally took a stab at something. Only 50 shares, right? It's not a big deal, 14 bucks. I'm already right on the week anyways. Paying some tuition to figure out this stuff, but I'm going to do some studying on the weekend and look back at the past 3 weeks and the trades that were actually successful and why they were successful. And then we'll come back on Monday with a fresh mindset, I think. Already red is a big warning sign. I mean, sometimes I say things, but I don't actually mean anything by them, right? Like all I mean by that is what is KWM doing? Things popping just as I'm about to leave. Yeah, I mean all I mean by that is like the outcome doesn't matter. Like I don't care about the outcome, right? I care about the process. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? I don't mean it as though like, oh, I'm already down 100, might as well throw away another 100. You know, that's not how I think. I'm generally thinking more about the process than I am thinking about the outcome right now. After the stream is over, I do think about the outcome. Like, oh man, I lost $200. It sucks. I kind of try to do that brooding time away from my keyboard and my platform, right? While I'm sitting at my desk, I'm thinking primarily about the process, or at least I try to. Sometimes it doesn't always happen that way, but you know, people say I've FOMO into June's here. I mean, that's not the case, right? Like I've been watching that trade as a trend line break for 10 minutes, thinking about where my entries and my stop would be on it, right? I'm not just throwing away money because the week's already red. I don't think like that. But anyways, yeah, have a good day, everyone. I'm gonna get going here. Be back at it again Monday, 7 a.m. Eastern time as per usual. Till then, take care, stay green. See you guys next time.